Hey, welcome back to our series on our framework, Maintenance and Reliability Best Practices. Today, we're going to cover the building block of lubrication management. Lubrication management are all of the processes associated with managing the lubricants, including oils and greases, that go into your equipment to ensure lasting life. Lubrication management, the reason we do this is particles can get into our lubricants and contaminants can get into our lubricants and create havoc and cause downtime. And so we want to manage those lubricants, ensure we're not contaminated, and ensure that we're not seeing wear inside our lubricants. That is an indication of things like gear meshing or problems inside the equipment that can also create downtime. So lubrication management includes a few key processes. The selection process, we've got to have the right lubricants for the application, including in some instances food grade lubricants. We've got reception and storage. This is where we receive the lubricant. We make sure that the lubricant is filtered to the appropriate ISO standard. What does that mean? Well, an ISO standard against lubricants ensures that the particle counts and sizes are adequate for the equipment you have. When you buy new lubricants, they have an ISO standard listed on them. And your equipment has specific tolerances in between things like roller elements and the inner and outer race of a bearing. The particles inside your lubricants should be smaller than the space allowed for your film thickness of your bearing spaces in between, or clearances in between things like roller elements and the inner and outer race. And so we want to make sure that we are receiving that lubricant and filtering it appropriately. Handling and application. This is where we ensure that we use things like color coding and symbols so that we use the appropriate lubricant in the appropriate equipment. And so we don't want to mix and match and contaminate back and forth or use the wrong lubricant inside our equipment. And again, shoot ourselves in the foot by creating downtime. We've got contamination control. So we've got to make sure that they can't spill and go down a drain. We want to make sure that we are in control of our lubricants in terms of not only contaminating from an environment perspective, but we also don't want to cross-contaminate lubricants. So we want color-coded grease guns. We want to make sure that we're not allowing water infiltration so we use things like labyrinth seals. All those help control the potential to contaminate our lubricants or cross-contaminate our lubricants. Lubricant analysis is sending out oil samples or grease samples so they can be analyzed at a lab to ensure that we understand our particle counts and sizes and what types of elements may be present that would be an indication of degradation or the inability of the lubricant to perform its intended function. And then, of course, proper disposal. We've got to make sure that we are environmentally friendly and that we are recycling those lubricants or disposing of them appropriately.